Hey guys, this is Brett for Topo Ranger. Today we are in Lancaster County, and as you can see behind me, we're at a cave. This is Wind Cave, aka Cold Cave. Right now I'm standing in the main entrance, and there's a cold breeze going by me. A couple things we're going to do today. First we're going to try to locate all the entrances. There are, I think, 3 or 4, and then we have a map, so we're going to try to locate them on the surface first. Then we're going to go in here, straight back there. This main passage here, extending from the entrance, goes about 200 feet back. There's a skylight entrance there. You look up 30 feet. And you can see the light coming through. And then, if we have time, I'd like to see if we can't branch off down towards the southern part of the cave, where the passages. There's more passages down there, where 2 years ago, a 14-year-old Boy Scout was trapped in this cave for quite a while. I think something like 9, 10, maybe even 12 hours. They had to chisel him out. He was wedged so tightly in a fissure, that was the only way they could have got him out. Apparently the rescue went really well, and he actually left the cave on his own, by himself. He walked out of the cave. So that all ended well, but I thought it would be really cool if we could find that spot where he was trapped, and maybe we could, see where the chisel marks are, and kind of get a vibe for what it must have been like to be, 14 years old, and just to be trapped in this cave and have all these people. I think there were 60 first responders, emergency crew total. It was on the news. I mean, I can't imagine being the focus of something like that. So those are the 3 things we're going to do today. We're going to find the entrances. Second, we're going to go down this passage, and then we're going to see if we can't find where the boy was trapped. This is the main entrance. This is the one most people use. Most people just go in a little bit, come out a little bit. There's actually over 1,000 feet of passage in Wind Cave. I think maybe 1,100 feet. I personally know first thing we're going to do is we're going to run up here, and we're going to visit the vertical entrance, and then according to the map, over here along the ridge there are 2 more entrances. One of the reasons I wanted to come here today is because it's supposed to rain, and I figure being underground would be a good place to get away from that rain. Right now it's just kind of cloudy. I think the rain's supposed to start later on. All right, here's the vertical entrance. About a 30-foot drop here. Get this ledge off a little bit. You can see where those leaves are falling. And what we're going to do after we find the entrances, you can actually see this skylight, the light from this skylight, shooting down into this passage right here from the main entrance where we just were. But we're going to come from this direction, follow this path, and then go deeper in over there. All right, so that's the vertical entrance. And this entrance is kind of hidden. It's just above the main entrance. All right, I'm here. I think this is entrance number 2, although I'm not sure. You can see up there, passage definitely goes right up there. And it does look somewhat similar to what the map would say it looks like. Interesting to note up here, this is what the ceiling looks like. And basically you just have big chunks of schist, roots, and dirt. That's what makes up the ceiling, at least over this entrance. It's not like that over all the passages. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say that that's entrance number 2, or actually entrance number 3. Let's go find entrance number 4. There is a nice little shelter cave right here. kind of look out over the river below. There's no entrance here. But it's pretty big. Judging by the roof here, we're looking at you know, lots of fires have been. A lot of people have had some fires, maybe camped out here. I think this might be. Yeah, this is going to be another entrance right here. I think this is a smaller entrance. And you know, now that I'm thinking about the map, I'm not sure if that second one was actually an entrance. Might be over here. Just check this out. This trail just keeps going. Big shelter caves here. I'm not seeing any entrances though. Could be right over there. Let's check over there. There's another shelter cave right below the one we were just in. This one is just, nobody's having any fires here. This one's just dry and clean. You can see some of the foliation in the schist here. It's pretty solid though. That waviness, that's called foliation, and that's a product of when a rock is buried and it undergoes metamorphic pressure. Basically the pressure and the heat from being buried underground for a long time can really change a rock's character. Now schist, the kind of rock that Wind Cave is in, is it's like a medium grade metamorphic rock, which means it's undergone a lot of heat and pressure and lithification, and what changed it from, you know, its original form into this schist. Below schist is phyllite, and then above schist, which is even more heat, longer periods of time, more pressure, is gneiss. So this is kind of the middle of the road here. This is the same rock that the gorge is in, down by Holtwood, where Mill Creek Falls is, and all those islands down there. This is it. Let's go see if we can't find that fourth entrance. Entrance number 4, possibly. It doesn't quite match up with what the map's showing me, so I'm going to go up a little bit. See if it's not over here. Okay, yeah, probably gonna be. Huh. This looks pretty, I don't know though. Doesn't really look like it goes anywhere. Yeah. Part of the problem is, I think, that a lot of these, some of these fissures, some of the passages in the cave come up close to the surface, but they don't actually reach the surface, and also you get a lot of these kind of false entrances. Let's go check over here. I think basically this is just gonna lead us back to the skylight entrance. Yeah. Alright, so that's where the skylight entrance is. What about this here? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, this has to be it because I don't know if you can see, but my glasses are all fogged up and there's just a warm blast of air coming out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is most likely the fourth entrance. A little bit of a squeeze right here and it goes right down in there. It's interesting that actually it feels warm, the air feels warm coming up out of here because one of the alternate names for the cave is Cold Air Cave. Yeah. However, the way the air flows in the cave, down by the entrance you had cold air today. With the conditions today, you had cold air. I could feel it getting sucked into the cave, and as it gets pulled through the cave, if it's able to heat up at all from the surrounding bedrock temperature near the surface in this part of the world being 50, 51, maybe 52 degrees. So if it's 35, 40 out today, and get the cold air coming in the lower entrance, it is going to pick up some heat from the surrounding bedrock and find its way out a higher entrance because hot air rises, and that's why my glasses fogged up when I stuck my head in here. Okay, so entrance 4, entrance 2 is down there. I found 2 false entrances. And right down here is in this cool little rock enclosure here. Whoa. This brings us right back. And here we are back at the skylight entrance. Okay. So I'm going to go get my helmet and we're going to go start the in-cave part of this tour, okay? All right, there we go. All right, I got my helmet on and we're ready to go check out this this initial 200 feet of passage that goes straight back here into the ridge and goes underneath the skylight in the process. As you can see, the ceiling is just a jumble of boulders. If I turn off my light here, should be able to see light from the entrance there. So Wind Cave, aka Cold Air Cave, is known as a tectonic cave. It's one of the biggest, or in terms of passage length, you add up all the passages, you get, maybe a quarter mile, maybe a little less than a quarter mile. It's one of the biggest types of these tectonic caves in this half of the country. Essentially, it was just formed when a large chunk of the side of this ridge, this schist ridge, for some reason experienced a slippage, and you get and the rocks, literally the schist, just separated. They think it formed relatively rapidly and then has basically just been in its current state for, you know, a long time. As far as I know, they don't know exactly when it was formed, but it's been here as long as anybody has known. Obviously the early settlers knew about it, and the Susquehannock Indians, the Native Americans who occupied the lands along the river, obviously knew about it. Would have been a great place to come. During the summer, when it gets hot. The temperature is supposed to be about 38 degrees all the time. I don't have a temperature gauge with me right now, but it's probably about right. Right now it's pretty dry in here. I've seen other videos where there's a lot of seepage, a lot of water. All right, that's where the Boy Scout troop went, down that passage there. Where he got trapped is down over in that section of the cave. Lots of breakdown in the ceiling, soil, whatnot. It's very different than a solution cave. Or a karst cave. Everything's jagged. Passages are mostly just high fissures. See down there, that's where we're going, down there. There's the skylight right there. This section right here is actually kind of big. There you can see the skylight entrance. It's about 30 feet up, straight up. Well, it's a slight angle. Here you can just see the schist is just shattered, broken. You can also see some foliation, like I was pointing out earlier. Pretty big ledge here. See some staining on the walls here, where the water comes seeping down. Pretty dark cave. Rock's pretty dark. I imagine when the rock's wet, it's even darker. You got ceilings up here about maybe 20 feet high. Here's a big chunk right there. Let me get out my quantum, see if we can't get a little more light here. There we go. About 10-foot drop here. I'm going to head back along this ledge. I actually think I kind of prefer having this cam mounted to my helmet for stuff like this. On the way back to the junction passing, I think I'm going to mount it up. Alright. Let's see what we got down here. We're going to go under here. Actually, I'm going to switch over to my helmet mount right now because I just think it's better. It's also safer for me. Alright guys, we're back. We got the light mounted on the helmet, POV style. I think this is going to work out a lot better. Because I can hold my quantum in this hand, or I can just put it away. I don't have to worry about holding the selfie stick, which I'm going to put back in my bag here. Alright guys, we're back. I got the cam mounted on the helmet now, which means I can double up a little bit with my flashlight, make it look a little brighter for you guys at home. We're still in the main passage that goes straight back from the entrance beyond the skylight. A lot of the passages in this cave tend to just pinch out in narrow vertical fissures, which is probably what this one's going to do. Here you can get a better look at the rock. It's kind of cleaner here. I'm going to check the map here. The map says continues as narrow fissure, which is pretty much what it does. It does look like the ceiling comes down there though. Nice and quiet down here. I'm noticing some airflow going in. Take the lower route down here. We were up there on the way in. Quite a bit of debris here. Maybe a little crawly under there. One of the nice things about being underground, or one of the things I particularly like about going underground, is the sense of peace and calm that you get. It's often very quiet. Your senses kind of don't have to focus on anything other than what's right in front of you. Visual, your eyes and your ears are really your main senses. Down here, of course, you do have water. You know, water. Lots of caves have waterfalls, stream passages, stuff like that. So you do get noise from there, but it's not like the racket you get above ground. All right, we're back in this larger canyon. There's the skylight entrance. All right. So there's the that's obviously the main entrance. So we're going to head down here. See if we can't figure out where that guy, or where that boy, was trapped. My understanding is they came here in a Boy Scout troop. I think they had maybe 15 people. You know, they had lights, they had adults. He didn't really do anything wrong. He just slipped at some point and then fell into a crevasse. And then got stuck. I think he was stuck for 9 or 10 hours. There's some roots coming in there. I'll tell you right now though, it certainly doesn't feel like a cold air cave, because I'm actually very comfortable. I do have a jacket on, and I do have some things for my head. One of the fears, one of the biggest things they were worried about during this rescue was obviously hypothermia. Because if you're stuck between a rock for a long time, the cold rock is just going to suck the heat right out of you. And unless you have something, a heat source coming in from the outside, like, you know, warm liquid or some type of exterior heat source, you're gonna go hypothermic pretty rapidly, and it doesn't take long to die. Alright, so here's another map. This is the one that shows the exact location. That goes there. Looks like we go through here and then up there. Okay, that's the way out. Well, there's multiple ways out. I think it's this way. More like this way. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's it. Oh. I came through there. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've been in this cave, so my route finding is not going to be that great. But a lot of graffiti here. Here's a rope. Huh. I wonder if this has anything to do with the rescue. It does go that way. The climb down is going to be there. Right there, I guess. Looks to me like where he was trapped is right over there. Maybe. I can't tell if this room is above us or below us. Let's just explore. So far I can't really tell. Oh yeah. It does go up there. It's hard to tell if it's up or down. I guess this is called the devil's anus. Alright, so that's the devil's anus. This just seems to... Maybe it's up in there somewhere? I mean, there's plenty of places you could... plenty of places to get stuck in here. Yes. So we're back at the T-junction here. This is the passage that goes, this passage goes back to the main entrance. Here's the passage we just came from when we were searching for the chisel marks. Didn't quite find them. That's okay. Remember, this is a good way to, kind of a landmark if you ever come here. You know, as you're going into a cave, you want to look back often backwards towards the passage you just came through, because often passages will look different going out than coming in, and at key juncture points you want to look around for landmarks, try to familiarize yourself. At this juncture I would take note of these roots right here, and also in a cave like this that's pretty heavily vandalized, you know, you can use the graffiti as a way to keep track of where you are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to find one of the other entrances that goes to the devil's anus, and we're going to try to find one of the other entrances, or maybe both the other entrances, because I'm just curious as to where they are. Now that we found them on the surface. Now I think one of them, if I remember the map correctly, is going to be up here, and judging from all the leaf and the dirt, probably a good bet that that's where it's going to be. So let's go ahead and take a peek, and sure enough, there it is. Now, from what research I've done, back in the 70s when the write-up was done of this cave by J. Reich, it was 73 or 74 when that book was published. There were long-time residents of this cave, the Allegheny cave rat. I don't know where they were, but he does mention in the description that they were here. There was more than one, and they just kind of watched the cavers come and go. All right, so that looks like that's the middle entrance. The one in between the main entrance and the farthest south horizontal entrance. See, this would make a good nesting. And who knows, maybe this is a nest. Oh God, look at that. It's like we got a little spider friend here. What the heck is that? You see that? And look at that, it's like, whoa, that's a creepy looking guy. I gotta get a picture of that. I don't know what that is. We'll have to ID that when we get out of here. My phone's getting all wet. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not much of a bug person. Definitely not much of a spider person. I mean, I think they're really cool looking, but you know, what is that thing? I don't want to disturb it, but I would like to get a good picture of it. Imagine like this thing dropping down on you. That's about as good as it's gonna get. These are stupid fun. Alright. Let's leave him alone. Take a good look at it. It's got that brown belly. That's fucking creepy, man. So we saw that spider. That's the junction. Over here, this section here goes down. There's a cricket. Let's see what's down here. The end. Probably the other entrance is up here. It goes down there too. Because the other entrance is not that far from I thought I saw some light coming up there. Oh. Okay, here we are. Now. It's funny because the condensation. The condensation can make it seem like there's light, when in reality, there is none. Well, we didn't find the exact spot where the Boy Scout got trapped, but I think we were pretty close. And we did manage to find one of the other horizontal entrances. Although we didn't find the third horizontal entrance, although we weren't really looking for it. And it's not raining yet. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Topo Ranger. Please subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I have new videos coming out. I'm not really on any kind of regular schedule here as far as when I release videos. It's just basically when I get the time to go out into the field and do some work, and then, you know, edit it and post it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Wind Cave. Like I said before, we didn't find the chisel marks, but we did find a really cool spider. Found one of the other alternate entrances, and I'd say that out of 1,200 feet of passage surveyed in Wind Cave, I mean, we probably saw 700 feet. I'll say 700 feet of it. Well over half. But I like to leave a little on the plate and have something to come back to. Maybe in a future episode, you know, we'll return and see if we can't find those chisel marks, and we'll explore all the smaller nooks and crannies of Wind Cave in Lancaster County. This is Brett for Topo Ranger, signing out.